Okay, we're about to start the Valencia press conference. Welcome. We've got Roberto Soldado, the player, who will actually be taking questions first because he has to go and get ready for training. And then, of course, there'll be questions for the manager, Unai Emery. Out of respect for the home press, we'll probably start with questions from the English press first, if that's okay. If you just want to put your hand up and fire away.
How does this tournament rate in importance compared to the Champions League?
¿Cómo se considera la importancia, cómo se compara con la Champions para Valencia?
Esta competición y hacer las cosas bien.
You could say now this is our Champions League. You know, anything that happened in the Champions League is water under the bridge, if you like. It's forgotten about now. We've got a lot of desire, and we're very, very hopeful. We're very excited by the prospect of playing in this competition now, so it's very, very important to us. We're going into it very positively. We've got a problem with someone's microphone or somebody's recorder, or it's quite difficult. Start por ahí, no? They're saying it's not the radio. So carry on anyway.
How well does he remember Jonathan Woodgate, and what is his opinion of Jonathan as a player?
Su opinión sobre Jonathan Woodgate, ¿te acuerdas de él como compañero?
Sí, fui compañero de él y desgraciadamente fue un jugador que puso en ese equipo a su nivel.
I do remember him, yeah, I have good memories of him. We were teammates together at Real Madrid, and of course he had a miserable time of it in terms of injuries when he was there. You know, he's been dogged with injuries throughout his career. But you know, I've seen him playing for Stoke, and I know he's back to his best form now, and I know he's playing well. As I say, injuries hampered him succeeding at Madrid, but let's hope tomorrow night he's not on his top game.
Uno de sus fuertes, y venimos muy preparados para saber lo que nos vamos a encontrar en el terreno de juego, pero una de sus virtudes es el juego aéreo, y tanto en el juego directo como balón parado, estrategia, es uno de sus puntos fuertes, y tenemos que estar al 100% para no recibir ningún aspecto.
I think we've seen quite a lot of Stoke, and we know that they play a very direct style of football, and we know that they're particularly dangerous at free kicks and corners. So we've prepared very, very carefully so that we can you know, combat that out there on the pitch. We know that there's a threat from their aerial game, and that very much is part of their strategy and their tactic and how they play the game. So we know we've got to be really 100% in those situations and be strong and defend those situations well.
Preguntas ahora de la prensa española para Roberto Soldado.
Spanish questions now.
Yeah.
Roberto, ¿qué papel viene a jugar el Valencia en esta eliminatoria? ¿Cuál es el objetivo del club en esta competición, no ya en esta eliminatoria, sino en toda la competición?
Hombre, ahora yo creo que el equipo quiere hacer una grandísima Europa League. Los equipos que hay en esta competición son muy fuertes, y esto es una motivación más para nosotros. Queremos estar al nivel de otros equipos que también han quedado eliminados de la Champions, que va a ser una competición muy dura donde tenemos que dar el 100% y donde tenemos toda la ilusión puesta en hacer algo bonito en esta competición.
What you've objective, not just for this tie, but looking maybe even beyond that if we could, for the rest of the competition? Well, first and foremost, I think it's a great competition to be in. When you look at the quality of the sides, there are some top teams left in this competition. The ones that are in from the league stages, and obviously the ones like ourselves that have dropped down from the Champions League. So we're really, really hopeful of giving a good account of ourselves, both in this tie and hopefully if we progress further.
Carlos Martínez.
Question referred to Roberto. You mentioned that there are some top teams in this competition. Does it help mentally and physically that Real Madrid and Barca, for the first time you've got a chance to actually enter a tournament where Barca and Madrid are no longer in it? Well, of course, it's very tough for the reply. It's very, very tough for any team playing against those two who are currently considered the best two sides in the world, club sides in the world. So it's got to maybe make it a little bit easier when you haven't got to knock them out. But as I said before, it's a really, really high standard of team which are in this tournament. And first and foremost, we've got a big challenge ahead of us, and that's Stoke City. You know, we can't start talking about the rest of the tournament. We know that Stoke will make it hard for us. It's a long tournament, it's going to be a long journey, but hopefully we can start that out nicely tomorrow night. The fact that you had a resounding victory at the weekend and you managed to widen the gap between your nearest rivals, does that mean you can really go wholeheartedly and concentrate more on this game at the start of the Europa League campaign? Well, whatever the result had been at the weekend, would have still been really concentrated on this game. But certainly, yes, it does give us a little bit more breathing space, and more than anything, it gives us a real moral boost of morale when you have a wide victory like that in the league. So we can forget the league for a moment now, and we know that this is a very, very important tournament, a very important trophy, and want to go all out to do well in it. But we also know how tough it's going to be against an opponent tomorrow night. It's going to give us a very, very intense game. We know that it's going to be hard fought and aggressive, the challenge, but we're very prepared, and we're going out there tomorrow night with a lot of confidence too. It's now 4 games since you've hit the target, and that's probably the worst, driest spell you've had, if you like, this season. Are you feeling it slightly? No, not too much. Obviously, as strikers, you live off the boost that you get from scoring goals, and we live from that. But let's hope that tomorrow night it's an end to that, and that figure stays at 4 games. It doesn't go any further, a goalless spell for me. But the main thing tomorrow night, it's all about the team. You know, we're coming here to try and get a good result. We're going out to win. We'll be very, very positive tomorrow night. We're looking for a victory. Great if I score, but the main thing is that the team do well. Referring back to that last question, are you getting a little bit kind of anxious about the fact you've not scored for a few games? Because quite often when you play well, Valencia play even better. Well, I'm very relaxed, I'm very calm about the whole thing. The main thing is that the team are doing well, and you can see last Sunday, you know, people have chipped in with goals other than me. We've got a big squad. It was a comfortable victory, 4-0 on Sunday, which shows that everyone can contribute, even the players who don't play quite so regularly, and that makes us strong as a unit and as a squad.
Última pregunta para Roberto Soldado, Conrado.
Very busy January with all the Copa del Rey fixtures and league games, 2 games a week. How do you feel now going into a new tournament starting out in February? Well, sure, it's been a busy January, but you know, if you ask any player whether they prefer to train or play games, they'd always say that they prefer to play games. It's what we all want. And going into an exciting tournament like this at this time of the season gives us a real boost and a real lift. We're full of excitement at the prospect of taking on Stoke City tomorrow night. As I've said before, our ambition is to go as far as we can in the competition, but first and foremost we've got to play well tomorrow night and try and knock Stoke out of this tournament. And then hopefully we'll see more of Valencia Club de Football throughout Europe and other games for the rest of the season.
Muy bien, muchas gracias a Roberto Soldado.